Greetings from Dinant, Belgium. So the other day I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw a video of someone kayaking at this place and I thought it looked pretty cool. So as usual, I'm here with no plan and I'm gonna see what I can find out about Dinant. I only know a couple things about Dinant, but one of those things is that it's the home of the inventor of the saxophone, Adolphe Sax. That's why on this famous bridge you can see a lot of saxophones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course you've got the church and the fortress up there, which we're gonna check out in a little bit. Here's a saxophone, for example, dedicated to the United States, Croatia, Portugal, all sorts of them really. I want to see if I can get inside this beautiful church. We can, but I'm gonna have to be quiet. The whole vibe here is just beautiful. Okay, so I found myself a nice little alley so that I could talk a little bit more to the camera without being surrounded by people and cars. And basically the game plan here is that I want to find something to eat, I want to explore the fortresses, and I would like to get something saxophone related because of the saxophone guy. How I'm gonna do that, I do not know, because I don't know anything about this town. But I do know that there's supposed to be a famous cookie, I do know that there's a fort, and I do know that the saxophone was invented here. So that's 3 pretty achievable goals, I think, to call this trip a success. So now I just need to find somewhere to sit so I can do a little bit of research about where I can find this cookie. I see some trees and a little wall here, so maybe that's a nice public park? It seems like any and all of the parks here are on the other side of the river because, as you can see right next to me, it's just cars. This place was really pretty, and I guess someone thought, you know what would be really pretty on the walk along the river? A bunch of cars. Let's put a road right there. So I'm gonna walk across this bridge and do my research on where to eat, but I think in the distance, I see what looks to be another fortress. So maybe that's worth checking out, but it does look kind of in ruins. I may have been wrong about this having more public spaces, but the view is still pretty, so I can't complain all that much. I found this nice little garden, so I'm gonna sit here for a minute and look some stuff up. So I'm looking at Google Maps now, and it looks like the fortress I saw earlier is publicly available, which is very nice for me. I also got a place to go and get the famous cookies. And now for a bit of history. It says here that Dinant was founded in the 7th century but became a prominent medieval city in the 11th and 15th century. They became famous for their brass and copper craftsmanship, and their goods were traded all through Europe. It looks like in 1466 the city was attacked and devastated, and then it started to really rebuild around the 16th through 18th century. In 1815, following the Battle of Waterloo, it became a part of the United Kingdom of the Netherlands. Then later in 1830 it joined the newly independent Belgium after the Belgian Revolution. Also around that time in 1814, Adolphe Sax was born, and now Dinant is most known for the things I'm gonna show you today. That being said, let's go and get some food. Now is probably also a good time to mention that I am in the Walloon or Wallonia region of Belgium, which is a region I don't really know anything about. They speak French, which I do not speak. There's some very different architecture because it's just a different area than the north. So I'm just as curious as you guys are to figure out about this place. That is assuming you care. And of course you have the history of the Citadel of Dinant, but we'll get to that later.
This is a biscuit made here in Dinant. It's made with flour and honey. It's a really hard biscuit. You need to break it in small pieces and to suck it. It's hard because we made it with flour and honey and we put it in oven at 300 degrees. Honey will caramelize, sugar caramelize. It will be hard when it freezing.
Okay, so I have the cookie here. Oh, it smells nice. It is quite hard. So the way you're supposed to eat these things is that you have to break it into pieces and then like suck on them until they're soft enough to actually chew. So I'm gonna take a step back and try to crack this thing. So now I have a piece like this, which I need somewhere to put this stuff. Here is a tiny piece, and then I just suck on it. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. The taste reminds me of something. You know what this reminds me of is like the non-Newtonium fluid. You know the like liquid where if you hit it hard, it resists? That's kind of what eating this feels like, but it is fast. Like it'll soften up pretty quickly. It tastes kind of like a honey graham cracker. I don't really know how to describe it. Something about it just tastes so nostalgic. Also, it has a picture of the city on it, which I forgot to show you before I broke it, but I'm hungry. But it's really good. It tastes exactly like what you'd think honey and flour and sugar taste like. It's really nice. It does take a while to eat though, so I'm gonna finish this and then we'll move on to the next thing. I had to get some water there just because towards the end, it was a little bit sweet for me and my mouth just was hurting because I started like instinctually trying to chew. Souvenirs acquired. I got a postcard and a little saxophone magnet, but it's wrapped right now. Next up is the Citadel, which is all of these stairs. Gonna be great. All right, these are some steep stairs, but audio quality's gotta be pretty good, right? There's the entrance sign. We're just gonna straight shot it up here. Now is probably also a good time to mention that this cost 15 euros, so it's a little bit pricey, but I'll let you know if I think it's worth it. Oh my gosh, it's so steep. All right, we made it all the way up. I don't know if it's just a hot day, but I really broke out a sweat going up those stairs. That was pretty steep. I do not want to do that again. I will say though, the view is fantastic and I get to go to a little museum thing that they have here, so hopefully that makes up for it. They gave me this iPad thing. It's actually pretty cool. Watch this. So you have your iPad here and you scan the circle and it gives you like a 3D look. This is really cool. Okay, I just finished the tour and honestly, I think it was worth the 15 euros. The gist of it was that this fortress was originally built to watch over the bridge that we walked on and sort of defend the city, but that it also played some important roles in different wars throughout history. So pretty cool stuff. If you're ever in the area and you're interested in that sort of thing, strongly recommend this place. Also, check out this courtyard. It's beautiful. All right, what do we have up here? I honestly don't know where we're going now. That is a plane, which is important because that's one of the ways they took this fortress back, I believe. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here soon, but you gotta see this view. Isn't that pretty cool? That's pretty sick if you ask me. I think this was worth the trip. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the tour. I can pretty confidently say that was worth the money. And now we begin our descent. All right, I am officially done with the Citadel tour. Okay, slight hiccup in the plan, but originally I planned on leaving here at around 6 or 6:30, and the next train leaves at 6:38. Unfortunately, I still want to see that fortress from earlier, and I won't be getting there until 6:47. So I'm gonna have to delay my departure a little bit, but hopefully that doesn't mess me up too much. Anyways, The walk here is, it's something. It's kind of pretty, yeah. The nature's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, this walk is starting to feel like something I would do back home. This looks exactly like what our sidewalks would look like, if you could call this a sidewalk. I don't know what it is, but we're like 20 minutes away, so we're getting close. There's some pretty nature. And then there's me walking on the side of the road. Oh wait, this is like elevated now. Now we're talking. This is like an elevated sidewalk. How about that? We're moving up in the world. All right, we're making it. You're already seeing some castle-esque things. It just gotta go up this path a little bit more. I'm on this path, and some things are already starting to feel a little castle-esque. Like, what's this guy up here? Can you guys see that? This feels very castle-y, which makes me feel like I'm going in the right direction, which is good, because I do not want to get lost here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Do you guys see it? Do you guys see it up there? We're so close. This would have been like an awesome spot to get the Black Plague or something. All right, we're getting even closer. This village is actually really cool. This is like a really old world feeling place. And then of course we got the castle all the way up there. Oh, that's gonna be high up. That's gonna be difficult. Oh no. All right, we got some castle-y remains here. And then we have some really old buildings. And we have a sign that says ruins. So I think this is where I go. There's a picnic table right behind me. That's an awesome spot to have a picnic. Okay, someone could really benefit from clearing up this path a little bit. This is not what I expected. Let's see where we are. Are we on the path? We're off the path. I need to somehow, go up here? I think we've lost signal. That's not ideal. Gosh, the path that they wanted me to go did not exist, but I finally found a road, and I think the castle should be just down this road. But look at that, nice field. I hope so desperately that this is the path that leads to the castle. I really do. If not, I give up. If not, it's over. It looks so promising though, like this is so much better kept than everything else. I feel like it has to be. And I will be so happy when I find this castle. Yes. Yes. This way. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. We got it finally. Oh, it feels so good to be here. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's like some signs up here. I wonder if you can get on top. I'm not gonna look around for too long. I'm really just happy that I got here. Oh, look up here. Nice. What's the view looking like? Oh my. That is a good view. That is a really good view. That was worth it. 100%. Oh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I can't believe I actually made it. I thought for sure the maps were just leading me astray. Oh. That is scenic. And there's the castle ruins behind me. I made it. I made it to the castle. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I thought for sure the Google Maps were wrong. I was led astray, but here I am, and I made it to the castle, and the castle is beautiful, and the view is beautiful, and I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But I made it to the castle. With that being said, this is the last thing I'm gonna do. I made it to the castle. I didn't use any directions and I made it to the castle. I made it to the castle. All right, the castle has been explored. I think we're ready to get out of here. I just want to show the view one last time. I'm back at the picnic table, and going back down was much nicer because I was actually supposed to go up this path and not up this path. So, but it was pretty steep, so that's why I didn't record. But we're almost back now. I wonder if I could go inside of this building. If you're at all curious about that abandoned castle, all I could make out was that it was built in 1320 and that it was a defense fortress used, and now it's used for tourism and hiking. That's what I got. And we're back on the sketchy road. Got some nature, I guess. Ugh. I've had prettier walkways, I'll admit. I will admit. It feels just like home. Is it me, or does this house look kind of American? I think it looks like something we'd have in America.